Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. So this is my first video using this new mic that I just bought a new headset because, like I said on previous videos, my old one is kind of broken. The cable and whatnot, whatever. I'm fixing it, but it will take like what 2 weeks or so. So meanwhile, I'm probably gonna be using this headset here that I just bought. Um, Let me know if it sound. I don't know if the mic sounds too loud or whatnot, but I guess we'll find out. But either way, I'll just bring you guys some videos. So we have a backup video for this one, as you can tell. So there's the build if you want to pause it already, but I'll go over it. Now the equipment there, the reason why you see I have three equipments there. The first equipment is for increasing the critical hit chance. I'm also using the dog tags there, as you can tell, which also increases the critical hit chance. And then I'm using the third equipment for increasing the critical hit chance. So there's two, that's critical hit chance on the firearms, by the way. And the other one I was using there was the hollow points, I think is the name, which increases the damage of the critical, damage. And now going for the I don't know the specific names. I know the hollow points and the dog tags are specific names, but those other two I don't really quite know the name. But just know the description. They increase the chances of critical hits happening on the firearms. That's the description. There's only two of them. You can see by the image as well. It's really hard to miss. So as far as the perks that I'm using and the reasons why I'm using them, um, I'm using as far as the fever skill, I'm using that where Becca gets unlimited ammo. I'm using the one where she replenishes the bar as she gets headshots. So as you get a headshot, your power just keeps going and going on forever as long as you're getting headshots. So that's the one I'm using there. And as far as the crouching, which is her when she takes her stance, I'm using I think this is the very first one where for 10 seconds you have increased damage. That's the one I'm using. Now I think that's the best one because the other one where the like it will increase the damage over time as you're crouched, it's not worth it because it takes like there's like a stack number that keeps going up as you're crouched when using that, but it needs to get to like 10 or something stacks to be equivalent of the damage that you get already right now just by crouching immediately with this first option. So I don't think it's worth it. Like you would have to be crouched for like more than like 5 seconds to be able to get the same damage you're already getting, just by crouching immediately, like I'm doing here with the first variation of the ability. And just like always, like when you're talking critical like shots, you always want to go for the headshots, as you can tell here. So if you're bad at headshots, this build might not be too good for you if you have bad aim. However, it still works like regardless, but it's just not going to be as effective if you're not getting headshots. So just have that in mind. This is definitely a skill. There's definitely some skill to using this build, but it's for sure the most effective for Becca. And now this build is usually focused more on area 2 forward. Because on area 1, as you see here, you can tell I'm using the M up as well, and I'm pretty much 1 to 2 shotting zombies with the headshots, so that's pretty good considering I'm using the M up regarding damage. So that should tell you right now, right there, you don't really need that much more damage. Now the reason why I'm not gonna buy any weapons here is because I did not get the revolver. The quick draw is the name, right? And I always get that one because it's the best weapon to use her fever skill with. So because when I usually don't get the revolver in area 1, I just go with the M up because the build has enough damage that I can handle myself, even if I'm using the M up itself on area 1, as you can see here. Now going a little forward, going back to the perks that I'm using. So I mentioned about the stance. Now I think it's the third slot is that I'm using is the one where you have a greater chance of getting critical hits happening on your firearms when the reticle is fully focused. That's the other one that I'm using. So you see, this build is really focused on getting those critical hits. And the fourth one, the first slot of the perks, I'm using the one where she gets more ammo when she kills the zombies with headshots. I think it's a moderately amount of ammo. That's the one that I'm using. All right. So that covers the perks and the equipments. Now the reason why I'm using so much stuff for increasing the um, the critical hit chance, it's because there's like two sort of tiers of critical hit chances. Because like if you notice, every time you get a headshot, you get that little red number, which means it was a critical hit. However, the damage can variate depending on those tiers of critical hit chance. I pretty much only noticed like 2 tiers. So there's like tier 1, which is like a critical, which will do, I don't know, like let's say 900, which is the first tier, is like a normal headshot. But then there's a second tier, which is like what I call the true critical hit, which is when you does like over 1,900, for example. It's like a big variation from the first tier to the second tier. And by using this amount of critical hit chances, equipments and everything that we are increasing here, the chances, we are making so we're getting that second tier a lot more often than just the first tier. That's something I noticed. So that's why I have the reason for so many things for increasing the critical hit chances. And this is really the idea of the build, as you can see here. You go with the as soon as you get to area 2, you buy this weapon, this new weapon, which is the Haiden, I think is the name. And once you get this weapon, not only does it have infinite ammo, but you're pretty much gonna one-shot every single creature you see, because it does like 3,000 damage, I believe, or so, when you headshot. Now the reason why it was doing less damage on those zombies there, as you saw, is because he was using the camera card there, which you saw the anchor on the camera. It makes the damage reduces the damage the zombies take, as well as he was controlling Yorick, so it also going to do 50% less damage when the Mastermind is controlling the creature, and still it was doing 1,400 damage, if you could notice that. So that was literally a 2-shot kill on Yorick, even though she was using all those stuff for reducing the damage. So yes, you can actually kill Yorick with 1 shot with this build if you are using this weapon that I am using right now, simply because of all the like I said, increasing the critical hit chances. It makes it so you're always getting that second tier damage, which is for this weapon specifically is going to be like above 3k damage. Remember, we're also using the hollow points there. I think it's level 3 that I'm using on the build as well, level 3 hollow points, which is always also going to increase the damage of that. And since because it's a percentage base that increases, and we're getting, you see right there, 3,600 damage. It pretty much one-shots anything. You see right there, even if you don't hit the head, it still does like 2,000 damage. It's pretty high, so you're still gonna pretty much one-shot anything, even if you're not headshotting. So that's why now you can clearly see why I call this build the best build, the most efficient build, because you essentially have infinite ammo, and you're killing everything with one shot. So not just that, but if you're headshotting, you're also dropping ammo for your teammates, because you're not going to need any ammo, right? Because you're using the a weapon that has unlimited ammo. So there's also that plus. Or you can just grab the ammo yourself and give it to your team. You see right there, I think it was 3,800. It's pretty stupid. It's essentially like using the Lightning Hawk, but without wasting ammo to do so. Obviously, you're not going to be able to shoot as fast with this weapon, but I think it's fast enough. Like you can, every like 2 seconds you can pretty much kill a creature. So that's fast enough. And you can see right here, you can also kill this. The reason why I'm crouching as well is because it will increase the damage, remember? So you see right there the bar on top of my health bar, as it's decreasing. As that bar is decreasing, it gets to 0. You essentially lost the bonus of the damage. So you want to go up and crouch again to reset that timer, so you're getting the damage again. So it's all combining. Not only are we using the hollow points to increase the damage, but we're also using this stance for increasing the damage, as well as the tier 2, like I mentioned, of the damage of the critical hits. Right here I tried to hit the... You see, this is the only problem with this weapon, is that sometimes if you miss the shot, it can kind of backfire at you. So, that's like what I mentioned, like you better have good aim if you're trying to be very effective. Well, at least if you're playing against an Ivy, right? Because like I said, I showed you, like against the normal creatures, even if you're not hitting the head, you're still doing like 2k damage or higher. So you're essentially going to be killing everything with one shot, regardless if you're hitting the head or not. So yeah, it's pretty crazy, and you can still combo. I think I'll do it right here, as you can see. You can still buy other weapons if you want to, like ammo-based weapons. Like you can have a machine gun if you want. I don't know, and you can just alternate between the weapons, because Becca doesn't use melee weapons anyway, right? So you can just have 2 weapons instead. Instead of having 1 melee and 1 firearm, you can just have 2 firearms, and you alternate that way. Me personally, because I don't miss that many shots, I just go with the revolver. You can even use 3 weapons if you wanted to. You definitely have enough space on her inventory to do that if you want to, and you can just alternate the weapon you're using depending on the situation. Like if you see like a bunch or the Ivy, for example, it's not a good scenario to use this weapon because it's too slow of a fire rate. So you could just switch to your revolver at that point or something else, and that has a faster fire rate, and you could be able to handle that situation better. And then just switch back to the gun when you're actually going for kills. You know, things of that nature. The reason why I buy the revolver is really specifically for using my power for her fever skill. That's the reason why I have the revolver there. You see me use it here soon. But this weapon is pretty dumb. Like you can still use it on the core as well. Now keep in mind this weapon. If I'm not mistaken, this weapon is weaker than the Lightning Hawk. So you can do the same thing that I'm doing here, but instead of using the Hiden, I think Hiden is the name of the weapon. You can use. You see right here, I'm getting headshots to recover my my ability time there. It's pretty overpowered. So yeah, that's pretty much how you use it. I don't know if you can tell as well. The first time she spawned a plant, we killed it. And this weapon is so strong, you can even kill her normally, like I'm doing it here. You see, I'm doing like 3k, two shots, and she already took like 5,000 damage just from me alone. My team is not even shooting the thing. It's just like me as a Becca alone shooting the plant. So you can definitely kill the plant with this build as well. Just so you guys can have a better look of the power. This match was just really perfect to showcase. You see right there is that, just like that. And pretty much, I was pretty much the only one shooting the plants, but yeah, just like that is that. It was like less than 10 shots probably from me alone, and it essentially killed the plant. So yeah, this build is pretty dumb, if you couldn't tell by now. Hopefully I'll use it on the core here so you can tell as well, because you can also use the weapon to destroy the core. You don't even need you see right there, one shot everything. You don't even need your fever skills to destroy cores with this weapon. Right here, I'm not crouching, so the damage is going to be a little lower. And there's also the range, so because I'm further away, it's going to do a little bit less damage. But you can see still more than 1,000 damage easily. Even if I'm not crouching, you know, I'm not doing any of that. You see right there, 3,100 damage on the core for every shot. That's pretty dumb. That's essentially like Samuel type of a damage. You see right there, it did 4k damage. So that's what I mean. It's like there's different tiers of damage that you can get. It's kind of odd, but I mean, so I noticed that the higher critical chance hit you have, the more likely it is that you're gonna get those last tiers of damage, which is the higher ones on the criticals. You see how I'm also using the yellow herb as well, so that's gonna increase my damage even further if you want to also combine that for destroying cores and whatnot. But yeah, like I was mentioning, if you can definitely try this with the Lightning Hawk as well, especially for destroying the cores. If you feel like it, you see right there I'm crouching for more damage, and see even from this range I can, you know, doing enough damage that I can pretty easily like by myself destroy the core eventually without taking too long. If you did this with any other weapon from that range, you're not gonna be able to destroy it that quickly. You see right there, 2k damage is too strong, man. But yeah, if you use the Lightning Hawk, it's gonna do even more damage. Like if this weapon does like 3,000 damage with the Lightning Hawk, I think it's probably going to be like 5,000. So it's pretty much like a 20% increase essentially. So yeah, if you want to really go like overboard with the damage, just use the same build, same strategy, but use the Lightning Hawk instead. And you're gonna waste a little bit of ammo, but for specific situations such as the core or killing the plants, like right now, you could do it a little faster if you were using the Lightning Hawk. You see I have my power here, so I'm going to use it. And you can always use your power as well to destroy the plant. Someone asked me one time on my comment section if you could destroy... You see right there, you can pretty much by yourself destroy the plant with Becca if you have her power. You see right there, too. I pretty much destroyed one shot like there. It was like half the health of the entire core with one shot. It's pretty dumb, man, honestly. I mean, yeah, like... I mean, what can I say? You guys see the video, right? Like this Becca alone, like yourself alone with this build, you can pretty much handle everything the Mastermind can throw at you regarding creatures, including traps, as you see there, because you have infinite ammo. So it's like really, you know, you can every 2 seconds you can do whatever you want. Kill a creature. You can also destroy cameras pretty well with this weapon. It's like, you know, there's like 2k damage, and the zombie had an anchor there, as you see. It's pretty stupid. I mean, and just anything to think about. But yeah, this build also works with other weapons, by the way. It's just not gonna be the same time to kill. That's the only difference. Like if you're using the revolver with a build like this, the damage is still gonna be pretty high. Like you're gonna get like above more than 1k, like close to 2k damage with the revolver. using this build as well. It's just not going to be, you know, instead of taking one shot, it's probably going to take like 3 shots, you know, 2 shots, 3 shots, maybe 4, you know, something like that. If you're using the revolver, the Matilda, or other weapons like that. But the main idea here with this build is really just to use this hide end, so you have infinite ammo and everything like I mentioned. But yeah, guys, that's the build. I honestly don't think you can get any better than this in terms of efficiency and everything. You can definitely get higher damages than this, depending on your setup. But I mean, is it really efficient? You know, I don't think it matters, because this is not only high damage, but it's also consistent. You know, you can get higher damage builds than this, but it's not going to be as consistent. You might have to waste ammo for it as well. So you know, I don't think it. I think this overall is the most efficient build and the best build for that reason. So yeah, guys, that's the video. Don't play with against me with this build, please. See you guys in the next one. Take care.